Hi, I'm Paul Kealys from Tony Kealys. Welcome to our 2020 review of the Bugaboo Fox 2. I really like this pram. It's Bugaboo's latest edition of the Bugaboo Fox, but it's also, I suppose, their solution to where they've been trying to go with initially the Bugaboo Frog, then the Bugaboo Chameleon, and now the Bugaboo Fox. It's, I suppose, their pinnacle of their pinnacle product. It's really good. So let's start off with how you buy it. So when you're purchasing a Bugaboo Fox, the first thing you purchase is basically the chassis, and you get a choice of chassis. So you can go for basically the anodized chassis, which has the white wheel rims, or you can go for a black chassis, which has basically the shiny gloss black wheel rims. The black is about £50 or €60 more expensive. After you've purchased the chassis, the next thing you purchase is the base fabric set. So you get either the grey melange base fabric set, or you get a kind of a black base set. And then finally, you choose the hood. I'm sorry, your hood or your canopy comes in around 7 or 8 different colours. We have it here in the grey melange. So that's how you choose the pram. So what we'll do is we'll focus now on the grey melange Fox 2. So what's the difference between the Fox 2 and the Fox 1? I suppose what Bugaboo have done is they've identified the small kind of naggy things that were a little bit finicky with basically the old one, and they've basically got rid of them and they've made it work a little bit better. So finally, Bugaboo have basically got a Peekaboo window on their canopy. That's been something that we've been asking for basically years, so it's great that they finally got that right. They've also adjusted the buttons here. So in terms of how you collapse a chassis, they've just changed the button so it's more similar to what they have on the Chameleon and basically on the Bee. It just works a little bit easier. It's easier to use, so that's a big plus. And the other nice thing they've done is they've actually taken a lot of weight out of the wheels, so it makes it easier for you to basically lift in and out of the car, which again, it's just handy. So it's just small finicky things, but it does make a big difference in terms of how you use it. So I suppose let's start off with our demo in totality. So the Bugaboo Fox is a really nice outdoor walking pram. So it's designed for people with an outdoor lifestyle who are basically going to push the pram or push your pushchair outdoors. It's more outdoors than kind of a shopping centre buggy. You have a nice big carry cot, and it's at a decent height, so you're not going to really bend your back that much when you're putting your baby in. So some of the carry cots are really low, and the Fox 2 is much higher than say the Chameleon or the Bee, so it's for a taller person. So again, I'm 6 foot, so you can see from my perspective I'm not bending down too much if I was putting my baby in this carry cot. We'll stay on the carry cot for a second. One of the things I really like about it is the mattress. So with the mattress, you actually get this mattress, I always forget this, Mattress Topper, the wording. So Mattress Topper, it's basically, it's honeycomb, and it's basically like if your baby was lying on it, it's like they're lying on a pillow of air. So why is that nice? So ideally you want your baby lying on your back. That's the best advice that we can give you, to put your baby lying on their back. But like my eldest, Emily, she would only lie on her front from about 3 months. She'd always turn over and lie on her front. So ideally you want the child lying on their back, but if they can't, you want them lying on something where they can breathe and their breathing is unimpeded. So lying on a pillow of air is excellent. So that's what we want. As I said, the carry cot is nice and big. The fabrics are nice. We can just open our carry cot here. So you can see how basically big the carry cot is, which is nice. So it's a good carry cot. You've got a nice big hood. And one of the other features about the hood is if you're basically out and about, you can actually, if it's warm or you're in warmer climates, you can just unzip it here, and the hood actually comes down and really covers your baby in the carry cot. So it's very good from that perspective. So we'll just zip that back up. So, how do we use the pram? So with Bugaboo, it's been the same, I suppose, since actually I said earlier on I'm a big fan of Bugaboo, but actually we've had, in our house, we've had basically a Bugaboo Frog, which we use for our 15-year-old, and we also use basically a Bugaboo Chameleon for our 8-year-old. So we've used Bugaboo prams myself, and I am a big fan, but this is just much better than anything they've had out before. So with it, everything that's white has a functionality and allows you to do something. So you have adjustable handle height, and it's just you open that clip, and then you can just push it in and pull it out. So you've got a good, nice height position. So that's the highest position. So that's a good height position. So you're not going to basically kick the back of the chassis when you're using that. You've got a nice flip-flop friendly brake, so you just kick down again. So that's handy. It's a good brake. It's a really good brake actually. They've made the basket a little bit bigger and you can access it from basically both the front and the back, which is quite handy. And then I suppose to take our carry cut off our stand, or sorry, to take our carry cut off our chassis, we just press in on one side and then press in on the other side. It stays pressed in, which makes it nice and easy. 2 hands, we take it off. So that's quite easy. See the chassis here, we've got really good suspension. You know, really good suspension on the front wheels and suspension on the back wheels. And what that's going to do is just make it really easy for you when you're pushing your pram. So the suspension will absorb the bump so your baby's head's not getting thrown around. So to collapse our chassis, I'm just going to put the handlebars down to the lowest point. You just see our buttons here. Our fingers nearly automatically just come around there. We just pull them up and we drop it down. And then we just lift it up and that's our chassis collapsed like that. We can make it a little bit smaller. We have these 2 lock-off clips and we can just turn it around. So just see those clips just there. We just turn it around and that lets it just push in a little bit smaller. Okay? And then to open up, again, we just basically, no I didn't. We have to unlock the clip. I obviously was faffing around with it and then we pull it out. Okay? So I'll just show you that again because I made a bit of a pig's ear of that. So we pull up our buttons, that closes it down and that locks it. So you see the way it doesn't push in. To push it in, we have to release these lock-off clips just here and here. We release them and that locks off and that makes it nice and small. Okay, and then to open it up, we just pull it out. The lock-off clips, you either have to lock them to push it down short, or if you leave it in the larger collapse mode, you don't have to use those clips to open it out again. It's the one small finicky bit with the chassis, as I just proved there. So we're going to use our carry cut. We use our carry cut for our first 6 months, and then when we're finished with our carry cut, we're going to go and use our seat unit. That's my hood part. So I'm just going to take the hood from my carry cot and put it onto my seat unit. Okay. And I'll take my bumper bar. Okay, so with my seat unit, we adjusted from the back here and I didn't push that through properly. You have your just clip here. Okay, and that white clip allows us to recline the seat unit. So we have 3 positions. So that's our sleep position, lying totally flat. We adjust it up. That's our recline position. And then that's our upright seating position. Okay, so we're going to use our seat unit from once our child is about 6 months. We then adjust to take our seat unit off. We just press in our buttons again, one on both sides, and take it off. And again, we have our 3 positions which we can adjust from the back. Okay, we have a nice adjustable harness. Bugaboo allows us to adjust the harness from the front now, which makes it much easier to do. The previous harness was a little bit tricky, so this is just much easier to do. You can just basically pull it down. Okay. We can lock our swivel wheels. Again, it's just a white part, just we lock them here and that will just lock and swivel. But primarily you're going to have these with the wheels basically in the unswivel position unless you're going across really, really rough terrain. It's the same hood, so you have the same Peekaboo window and the hood will basically extend. What would I say about the Fox 2? I really, really like it. I think it's one of the nicest chassis to push. Bugaboo have always made a really, really well-engineered product that's just easy to use. And this is like that, but it's really a step up. So look, I have to be honest, in my review, I'm a really big fan of this product. I think it's really great if you're going to do a lot of outdoor walking. Yes, it's at the premium price point, but it should be. It's just a really good quality product. Thanks for watching.